What's happening?
Listen, I was making a joke because I look real light skinned today. Like you see the Creole, so I mean real good. That caucasity of the Caucasian of my Creole side coming through. Because when I got makeup on, I'm a little more tan than this. But I had to give y'all what it was for today.
She looks good.
Y'all, it has been quite a weekend. To make it to today, can I vent for 2 seconds in the city? Can I just vent for 2 seconds?
Just vent, let it out.
So,
I think you better go.
Listen. Because I was finna TKO so many folks. So, real quick, over the course of the last couple of days, I've been dealing with some trouble with my truck, right? And really, I should have just went and did the upgrade, traded it in. I had made it to my 100,000 miles. I had, done been paying good, all of that. And I didn't because I have been busy, like super duper busy. Booked and busy, praise God. I'm thankful. But I feel like every week, and it ain't been a week, but that's what it feels like. Something is happening with this truck. And it's not that it's a bad truck. It's a 2019, so it's not like it's so old. But y'all, I literally was on the side of the road.
Really?
On the side of the road.
On the side of the road. But let me just be very honest. I'm kind of glad that nobody's seen me because I've been on the side of the road like years ago. I haven't had to deal with this side of the road thing in many years.
Okay.
Because Kay is famous.
Baby. And the people who be stopping for me, and I was fly Saturday. I was headed to a photo shoot. The people who be stopping for me, it just be like,
no, I don't need your help. I'm just kidding.
but you can't help me. You don't even know what to do. You just want to come scan and grin in my face. And sir, this is, can you fix it? And if you can't fix it, can you pay for it?
Okay.
So
Push.
I very patiently sat for hours on the side of the road. But let me just say this. The traffic was so like flying through there. The windows was down because long story short, it ended up being my alternator.
Okay.
It was draining the battery. And during my time of really being a single parent, listen, I learned some stuff about cars. She's not a novice. She's not a novice. Like I know some stuff. So I was like, okay, if it's draining the battery, it's either the starter or the alternator. But because it would turn over, even though my car is a push to start, it wasn't choking. So I'm like, okay, it's not a starter. It's got to be the alternator. Plus, it was like draining so fast. I'm like, this alternator is really tricky. Mm-hmm. So I was proactive. I was sitting in a car and I called to because I have AAA. Let me tell y'all something about AAA. And I'm saying this publicly. AAA, y'all is some B to the S.
And that's some B
to the S's, really. Because do y'all know AAA didn't get my car off the side? Well, it had to move several times by because I'm very resourceful. Let us be clear. But they didn't pick my truck up until Sunday morning at 8. From almost right about 11 o'clock.
Saturday morning. Wow.
So, fast forward, I had my mobile mechanic guy, praise the Lord for Mr. Dan. I'm so thankful for Mr. Dan.
Thank you, Mr. Dan.
Thank you, Mr. Dan. Everybody need a Mr. Dan. He just an older man. He don't be trying to flirt. He don't be trying to do none of that. He come get the work done, and he's good on the price. Like, I'm just thankful for Mr. Dan. Oh, he definitely want his money, but I don't have no problem because it ain't nothing like what a dealership be charging. Mm-hmm. But at any rate, I'm trying to be proactive. So I'm calling around trying to find the alternator because I know that it's the alternator. So they're like, I'm calling my dealership. They were like, well, hey, I said, well, what dealership is close to me that I can get it? Long story short, the dealership that was close to me was off of Jonesboro Road. I was in Jackson, Georgia, y'all.
Oh, I don't know that's there.
Exactly.
It's near Barnesville.
Headed to Macon.
Mm-hmm.
Headed to Macon.
So, at any rate, call, get the part, Uber. the part to myself, to me on the side of the road. Send the Uber to pick up the part to bring to me. Because I'm like, whether Mr. Dan get here first or AAA, I'll at least have a part and then I'm back rolling, right? Why? The part in the box wasn't a part that the box said it was. So it's the wrong one. The place done closed, because of course I'm not checking it. Why would I open the box if I called a dealership to get it to me, right? I mean, this is baffling to me. So at any rate, get that part. Don't even know it's not a part until Mr. Dan get there. Mr. Dan hooked the truck up and pulls me off the exit because it wouldn't hold enough of a charge for me to drive. Like, you only let me go a couple of feet. So he pulls it off. We get off. He literally takes everything out, finna put his part in. He opened the box and it's the wrong part. And I was like, well, you know how sometimes they like do a recall and they'll do a new part. Girl, that part could have never went on my truck in no kind of way.
Wow.
So fast forward, we weren't able to do it. Mr. Dan get it put in the parking spaces at the gas station, and we get it locked up. I come home. AAA finally had found someone, actually a black-owned company, who got it. And the lady, she was like, I'm so sorry you had to deal with all of this, but we would definitely get it. I was like, that's fine. This where that. I sent them a picture. Just bring it to my house. Initially, I was going to take it to the dealership. Now, the dealership was going to charge me $1,200.
Dealership prices.
Baby, dealership prices is not my prices. After having to go through and get a catalytic converter, it was a no. It was a no. And it's Court Michelle's birthday coming up this weekend. It was a no. Stop messing with my budgets, honey. So at any rate, go through that. This morning, first thing in the morning, I get in my office, 9 o'clock, having to call the dealership like, hey sir, you sent me the wrong part. He's like, what? Blah, blah, blah. But he was very helpful. Thank you to Mike and Hennessy. The bishop has just shook the camera.
I shook the camera.
Shook the
I thought
camera.
I may have made it by.
And that was just a little. But so
I know why she
anyway,
coming for me today.
Mike and Hennessy, thank you so much. He sent me the wrong part, but he didn't know it was the wrong part. But he definitely was intentional about getting it fixed. So I appreciate you, Mike and Parks and Hennessy and Morrow. I appreciate you so much. So basically, yeah, he shake it. So at any rate, what ended up happening is we get the part. Come find out, my dealership.
What's a little to the right?
My right, no, the other right.
Right.
You see back there. Keep going. More and more.
Maybe just tilt it.
Tilt, yeah. Twist it a little bit.
Yeah, to the right.
Take it back now, y'all.
Let's see.
One
Let's
about
see.
this side.
Woo!
One about this side.
All right, perfect.
Okay, back to my story. So anyway, Mike, thank you so much because Mike got it figured out. Ended up getting it from Rick Hendricks, which is where I had actually gotten the truck from. Got the part, Mr. Dan. Thank you again, Mr. Dan.
Thank you, Mr. Dan.
And now I'm here. But let me tell y'all something. The way my nerves was today, normally, y'all know, I come with a great beat. It was a no. It was a whole no.
A no?
And
Y'all gonna catch this nice Adidas jacket today. I'm still cute. Please believe, because she takes really good care of my skin. Do you see this? This is why I'm ready. It's good skin now. I want to let it be clear.
The
I have
man
to
said,
tell-
hey family.
Hey man! But I have to be very honest because you know I get so tired of hearing people be like, "Oh, you don't need makeup." I am clear. I take good care of my skin. She's an esthetician. I do really good by my skin. I like makeup. It's not a need. It's a want.
That's how I feel. I mean, I'm here every week with no makeup, but sometimes I put a little concealer and powder on, like today.
And it's a beat. It's a beat.
It's a full beat.
It's
It's
a
some
beat.
concealer and powder. Under my eyes, I got a bang, so I ain't have to do this part.
Listen, them bang is banging today. I had to tell her as soon as I walked in to the city today, I was like, oh my God.
The
Thank you.
bang.
I needed it. The bang.
And as far as my makeup is concerned, I don't need it. You know what I mean?
It's the pink with the lavender polo for me.
You see how we coming in here?
Listen.
Oh Lord. Can we just have a moment of silence for the fact that we don't have Joseph here today?
Get well, Joseph.
Okay. I ain't gotta be hitting on Joe over here on my side. We done shifted over.
We miss you. We have no joke of the day today.
I miss you.
All right.
Joe really be the joke of the day.
We have no joke.
We don't have
no
him
joke.
here. I hope with his buddy at home that he is on live talking to us. But
I think he is. I think he might be. So let me.
We do miss you, Joe. We love you. We love you. We love you. But it is okay for me to let this hip turn to the side a little bit today.
Actually, our part of our studio audience, typical studio audience says, "Hey, ladies, bye, Markell. Bye, Markell."
He was just saying bye because your makeup coming, probably.
Probably.
Saying bye.
Can we talk about today's sponsor?
Oh yeah.
We are sponsored today by Disc Golf. Huh? We're asking that Delta sponsor us as well.
Yes.
And Disc Golf. We need two. We need both. Huh? Can we say it again? Both.
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 Both of them.
Both of them. With two F's.
I'm dribbling.
You dribbling? Okay. Oh, wow.
It's all is well.
Okay. All is well. All is the well.
I'm
Okay.
gonna be like the children, just wiping on the skirt. I'm
No,
going
no.
home. Listen, I am in rare form today.
Oh,
I
my
just
Lord.
want y'all to know I'm still absolutely fabulous, but I'm in rare form. Because the girl, listen, can I just really have a real moment? And I think that this is so true. Y'all, have you ever just been tired of adulting? Have you ever just had a moment and it was just like
Last week. Was
Oh my God! Last week was just a week.
Can I have a piece of a sponsor?
Pastor Markell and I were actually talking about that earlier, how it just seemed like I was telling him how it seems like I've dived in a lot of things trying to keep my mind off of one thing, and now I'm just like, whoa, I'm kind of tired. Like,
mentally, like I over the last couple of weeks, to be honest, and I think that it came to a culmination over the course of what was going on with the truck, and I was like,
sometimes that be the
but it's so funny because I was telling a friend of mine, I was like, I've been telling the Lord, I am tired, I need a break, I need this. And he said my little happy butt right on the side of the road. He's like, you needed a break? Here you go. Now you can't go. Because let me be very clear, something that I have to be honest even with myself about is if I can't go, I'm going.
Yeah.
And that's the truth. Tired, don't want to, not really feeling like it. If I can't go, I'm going. And so I think one of the morals to this story and everything is when you are mentally, emotionally, physically in a place of deficit, a place of being drained, listen to your body, listen to your mind, listen to your spirit that's talking to you, and sit down.
Yeah, it's okay to miss out sometimes.
It's okay.
We all have FOMO, fear of missing out, but sometimes it is okay to sit back, relax, and just let people tell you what happened later, and just enjoy the stories. Sometimes I really enjoy that.
Sometimes the stories are better.
I was just saying, sometimes I really enjoy that, especially when you know a few people there and the stories don't even line up. Like one person had the best.
Everybody's point of view was different.
Everybody's
point of view was different. And my people watching that we talked about a couple weeks ago. That's what I always noticed who got a whole different part of the story because they missed it. Because I was like, oh, you didn't even know this was going on in the. Matter of fact, that brings us to our hot topic.
Yes.
Hot topic.
The Floyd Mayweather fight. That has so much going on.
The
fights within the fight. I mean, could we focus on the main event or should we focus on the side event? I feel like a lot of things happened last night while we.
It was the main and the main.
Meanwhile, the bishop has entered the chat.
Okay.
He says, "Hey family, I miss you all. Have a great show. Have a great show like you leaving.
We
don't
Thank
care.
you for not bringing your germs here.
We don't care that the finals is
I
on.
hope that you feel better.
Because the finals is on right now. I'm watching it. I mean,
At a Capricorn.
yeah. So.
But yes, definitely get better
Fight after the fight. Go ahead.
But the fight within the fight. So it's so funny because when I came in the studio tonight, everyone was like, "Hey, listen, did you hear about what happened?" And I was like, "What?" But it's funny because when you be going through your own stuff, and this is another thing. when you be going through your own stuff, and I think that a lot of people don't know this about me, I'm social, not media.
Mm-hmm.
Meet me in these streets, baby. And I promise you, I'm a ball of laughs. I'm a super personable person. But on social media, outside of doing this and Mindset Monday, you'll miss me. Only because I don't scroll, and it's not nothing against nobody, but I really do be busy. I'm having a whole lot of stuff, and what I have found is if I let myself scroll, that rabbit hole's deep.
That rabbit hole is deep, especially on TikTok, y'all.
See, I can't even get into it
on the TikTok
because the makers of TikTok, they did that on purpose. Because TikTok will take your time, okay?
My focus is so crazy. If I get distracted in doing something, it's playing like a strategic game on my phone that's helping me to sharpen my skills and just my thinking. But outside of that, I'll just be like, oh. So my gimmick is the first 25 posts, Facebook, Instagram, after I done said my prayer in the morning, and Facebook don't always get me because sometimes by the time I get off Instagram, I'm like, I need to start doing something.
Well, let me tell you guys know in my 9 to 5, I am a senior risk investigator. It's always serious. We always looking for fraud. I find social media to be my mental break. Because sometimes you just want to unplug and not have to think about something serious for like 10 minutes. And next thing you know, I'm like, I done been on here for about 45 minutes. And I'm a sender. Pastor Markell will say, I send it to my friend. You gotta see this. You gotta see, I send Courtney some stuff on Instagram. You gotta see this. You gotta see this. That is me. And next thing you know, I done sent my sister 12 videos. And I will say that be messing me up because when people send me stuff, I just feel like it is my diligence to be like, yes, it is. So you have to. I don't just like scroll through. I'm like, did I put at least an emoji on this one? Like,
I put an emoji on it.
Oh yeah, gotta put an emoji on it.
And I'm gonna catch up with all of the stuff that you send me, Erica. I'm gonna catch up, and I'm gonna put an emoji on it. Just
now,
so
one thing, Markell does catch up,
but it's gonna be all at one time.
All at one time. You gotta give him about a day or two.
See, when I send stuff to Markell, it had to have really like tickled me. Like even when I send it to you, I send random stuff, but it had to have touched me in some kind of way, either motivational, hysterical, or something like for me to send it. Cause I'm real aware of that.
It's usually one of those two.
Yeah. But now,
church funny.
for my Aries sisters, y'all know who y'all are. Now I send some random stuff because I literally got like little folders in my. You know, I didn't even realize like you could really categorize like the ones you want to say. So I literally have one little thing that say Aries humor, and it ain't always nice humor, but it is funny because a lot of it is very true.
Very true.
That's how I feel about some of the Libra stuff. I said lately I've been trying to work to like reverse that.
Yes.
But in working to reverse that, it makes me laugh. Cause it's kind of like, I can't reverse this. Like,
well, let me tell you what it do for me though. For me, it's because it's not particularly my behavior, but there have been times in my life that I wanted to do some of these things. So I'm glad to know it come from a place, if that makes sense. Like,
I thought about it.
Probably so.
Yeah, and then I think I've been vocal with Pastor Markell about this. I've been trying to leave that astrology mindset, right? Because they tell us, you should leave that. But
I did good because I used to be, I want to see my horoscope, see what it is, all that. I'm proud of myself because I no longer do that, but I
have to be honest though, some of that stuff is factual about my personality.
Oh no, I'm very clear about it.
Am I a procrastinator? I am. Am I a people pleaser? I am. Am I a passive aggressive person? I am. Will I curse you out and pray for you later? I will.
Am I loyal? Am I loyal? Yes. If you cross me, will I still deal with you? Yes. But it's gonna be a long hand and spoon. Like it's a lot of that stuff is very much true. And I think I know absolutely everything for the most part? Yeah. I do.
Am I still?
But I'm also open to see if what I think is wrong so I can adapt it. So then I can say that I'm right about it because now I know about it. I said it. It's the truth.
So Courtney, you think I'm stubborn?
I haven't experienced stubborn with you.
Oh, see that? Look at that. Okay, so let's wait a minute. Hold on. E Styles says to us, "Hey, family.
Hey, Adrian. I just asked about you.
I mean, I'm really trying to keep from.
Exactly, absolutely. Courtney, like, I haven't experienced that. She's been diplomatic. Yes, yes.
I haven't experienced it.
She hasn't experienced.
I haven't experienced it. But I also can say I wouldn't experience it because we have a mutual understanding of how I like to be treated, how he like to be treated, and how our communication works. So we don't really have those kind of issues.
Look at that. Look at that. See that? But on the other hand, the mayor, is over here talking about some yes. And she put yes in all caps with three exclamation points.
Yes.
And then she gonna respond again and say, absolutely, with about 5 exclamation
Now,
points.
mind you, the mayor is actually an Aries as well.
Yes, she is.
And
Come on,
she
talk
and
about
I
stuff.
are very, very close. It's my sister wife, so we know. But she experiences Markell totally different than I have. I've never experienced that. Like, he's a lot of time my sounding board and vice versa. And one thing I love is that we can tell each other the truth, like truth. So
Even
ain't been my experience. It ain't been my experience. I'm just saying.
See that? I'm pretty easy going on.
For me,
Yeah, see that?
You are pretty easygoing.
the times I've seen him say or in a rut, it ain't never been necessarily towards me. So what I have learned, in my self journey is don't take on other people's stuff. So I've seen him upset and having things going on for sure, but I didn't take it on because it really wasn't to me. It was because of whatever the situation was. And
Speaking of taking on other
difference.
people's stuff, let me share something with you guys that I saw on TikTok last
On the
night.
TikTok. Okay, all right.
This lady is very vocal about her Christian walk. I love it. Like, I just stumbled across her page. I don't even know how. And what she talked about is when someone says something to you about you, the only reason why we get upset is because we are taking in what they're saying and a part of us agrees with it.
Agreed.
And I was like, wow. And she said, even if they're not saying something mean, even if they're saying something positive, you're going to say, I received it. Because you take that and you believe that for yourself about yourself. So if they say something negative, it's the same way. So basically, we have the power to choose if we want to take that and receive it. So if someone says, Erica, you are, you're a procrastinator. I don't need to get upset. I could choose to say, no, I'm not, and move on. Because if I know myself, even though I am, but I mean, what I'm saying is I'm just going to use that as an example. And I just thought,
it was, I'm sorry. It wasn't bad because you just said you was a procrastinator.
But I'm working on it.
Right. But a lot of times when people say stuff that have a truth, like we were talking about me feeling some kind of way about being called junkie.
Yeah.
It's because a part of me does feel like I could do better with organization or putting things away, because sometimes I'm putting it away just to get it out of the way, but not necessarily putting it in the proper place, which also means I'll take a shortcut, but in taking a shortcut, I still got to go the long way back around to deal with it type situation. So I think to your point, we do often take on the things that people say because their perception will make us oftentimes receive it differently. But I also think that it depends on the person. Because some people you receive stuff differently, right?
I believe that too.
So I definitely feel like if you change the way you perceive what people say to you, you'll change the way you receive it.
Yeah, I had a tough conversation this week. Someone told me that I was harsh. And it hit me very hard. I felt it in my chest a little bit.
That was a little harsh, huh?
But you would say you harsh.
Who, me? I would not.
Yes, you would. A couple of shows back, you said that for people who you do not necessarily know or that are not like in your inner circle, you probably come across as mean or rude.
But this person is in my inner circle.
But that should also tell you something.
They know you.
Because it's also a thing for you. So I feel like in the example that you just made from the lady from TikTok, you really just proved the very point is you weren't able to necessarily receive the fact that they said it because you felt like, dang, you should know me better than that. But it's because they know you better that they were able to tell you. Because oftentimes, only people who really know you are able to tell you something about yourself that you wouldn't naturally just say. But in your own vulnerable moment on the show, you said, yeah, that's how
I
I
believe
am.
to the people in my inner circle, I'm super nice.
That doesn't mean that you're not nice. It just means you
Harsh
have.
means not nice.
That's not what that means. It means that that could also mean that you're direct. Yeah, because I can be
and don't hold back.
Yeah, because sometimes the truth is extremely bitter.
Okay, so that's
right?
what I said. I think I'm honest, and it was like just because you're honest, don't mean you're not harsh.
Because again, it's all based on the perception of the person who's receiving.
To
true. You feel like I'm being direct and I'm just saying it.
Being helpful.
But a lot of times, people who are harsh or direct oftentimes don't understand it's not necessarily what you say, but it's how you say. There are different words to say the exact same thing in a manner that don't come across as necessarily harsh. Like telling someone, for instance, and I'm just using this as for instance, your breath stink.
Mm-hmm.
You can say, not your breath stink or whatever, like, ooh, like you can really say, hey, I'm just giving you this little piece of gum. I don't know if you were eating something or whatever the case may be. Like I'm really good at
passive.
Yeah, but I know how to be passive, even though I know very well how to be direct. Like I y'all know I be saying, be mindful of you, and me and mindful of you, help you be mindful of others. I wouldn't want nobody to walk up to me and be like, dang, like, cause that would. First of all, don't embarrass me because I'm probably coming back for you and you don't want to. But I've learned to be more passive.
Your breath stink. Your toes look gnarly.
Your hair ugly. What you gonna say back to the people?
It probably I'm too much of a people watcher to not.
What they gonna be like in your outfit don't match.
So,
and that was too.
That's a terrible bra. And it's stains in the pants. I'm going hard. Like, do not.
your shirt has stains in it. Listen, so I want to just update you all on the chat. I just want to update you all on the chat. Because Danyelle said he's an amazing soundboard. But baby, I'm reading it as she would say it. But baby, pray my strength in the Lord.
Woo!
Now I read that. I read that.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's going to say, stop rolling your eyes, sir. Because she knew once I read it. Huh? And then I responded, that's why I'm laughing over here. Rolling my eyes is rolling every time I see the chat. And so she has her laughing emoji. Is that us? Okay, that's not okay. That's what I thought. All right, so somebody's alarm was going off. Yeah, okay. And so she laughed. We laughed a little bit. I don't know what Ashley laughing at. She over here just took it right now.
She laughing at y'all.
Probably so. Probably. So, but listen, y'all. Let's go ahead and get started with a word of prayer. Because we gonna get into this word in a minute, and we can start back where we stopped at. That sound good to y'all?
Sound like a plan?
Sound like a plan. Gracious and eternal Father, Lord, we just thank you. We thank you for this opportunity to sup together. We thank for an opportunity to commune with one another. And Lord, we just ask right now that you continue to bless us, continue to cover our hearts, continue to give us the right words to say that we may be able to help someone and help each other through this time. In your Son Christ Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Now I ain't trying to be funny.
Mm-hmm.
But did you say to sup together?
Sup! Huh?
Sup.
Like the Last Supper?
Oh. I just realized it was sup because the first thing I was going to say, did you say a sup together? What in the world? But I let my good hearing replay it through my head before I said it. I was like this, but I really want to be like,
what that mean?
The man said to eat. She got my back. God bless you, woman of God.
She back to your back. She was letting you fall. This
That's true. She was.
She had you all exposed, and now she back. That's like somebody working the altar act like they finna catch you, and you just all on the floor.
I mean, yeah, they didn't. Yeah. Matter of fact, have y'all been on the altar, or have y'all seen an instance was somebody you knew they was about to hit the floor and nobody helped? Listen.
I know I've seen when somebody about to fall and I'll be warning somebody like back up. Don't let them fall on you. They're gonna knock you out. It makes me nervous.
I'm gonna tell you something. It's funny. Like y'all know I've said I work the altar, but even in times of me being at the altar, I be fighting the Holy Spirit and my human nature, because when I be going back, I'm going down to a knee. Like, here I go. Because I need because if you drop me, I'm instantly out of the spirit. I told y'all about the girl who I'll be instantly out.
Listen, I remember this one time, this one young man, we was at this Baptist church, and I was actually with Adrian White. He played the drums at Greater Zion Hill Baptist Church. It is in Smyrna, Georgia. And
why do y'all say Smyrna?
We be messing with Smyrna.
Oh, okay, because I keep hearing the Caucasian people I know say Smyrna.
Smyrna.
I'm like, it's not Smyrna.
It's not. It's Smyrna.
It's Smyrna.
It's all right. And so the young man started singing the solo, and all of a sudden he started bucking during the solo. He starts bucking. He starts spinning around as he's still bucking. But the song is still going. We playing this slow song. He just started bucking. He was spent around.
So he bucking fast through a slow song.
He bucking fast right now. He got overwhelmed. And then he passed out on the floor. Now, I'm going to tell you how he passed out. He passed out. You know when the cheerleaders end the routine? And they end the floor, and then in the routine, they jump up with the legs up, and then they drop to the floor.
Like
with
a death drop.
Yeah, with one leg back.
Like a death drop.
That's how he dropped. And it was like, boom. And I looked at Adrian. I was like, I looked at Adrian because I'm on the organ. I'm on the organ.
So many questions.
I looked to the left. I'm like, ain't nobody trying to help him. Adrian looks back at me like, he does this all the time.
That's your question.
Let it answer a couple of them.
He does this.
The way he answered my question.
I love a good death drop.
Oh my.
Okay. 10s across the board. Okay. What say you? 10.
Listen,
10.
that death drop. Oh my Lord. Oh Lord.
Like a good death
I
drop.
don't know if I. Is it?
Was it Pride Month?
It is Pride Month.
And that's what it is Pride Month. This month.
It is this month. It is this month.
That's what I'm talking about. A good death drop, a good duck walk.
Bishop said, why am I over here rolling? Because Bishop, you know, and you know exactly how calm Adrian White is. Adrian White is so calm. I looked over like, y'all ain't finna help. Nobody's finna help. Because the ushers, nobody. He was just in the middle of the floor, in the middle of the altar, death drop, chilling for about 5 seconds. I was like, ain't nobody gonna help him?
Sound like a practice stage to me.
Oh, girl. If you ain't, it was like you just took it, like it computed out of my brain. It was like, well, you can read it. It sounded like you were practicing for later, baby.
Sound like my living room.
Sound like you were practicing for later.
Woo!
I think he probably did. I think he
if he do that all the time, baby, he been practicing.
He do it all the time. I mean, when
using that altar and that stage for practice. Let's see if he make it to drag race for us.
The world is your runway.
He might have made it. Bishop, you left me over here to deal with these two. Now they beautiful now, don't they look great, y'all? But that's not what we're talking about here. It's always nice to be in the company of beautiful women, but I'm in the listen. Y'all see what I got to do?
That was hilarious.
I gotta get through the rest of this night. My Lord.
If you can't love yourself,
How though?
you gonna love somebody else.
Can I get an amen up here?
Amen.
Amen.
Now let the music play.
That's my show. Listen. We gotta get into the word.
Yeah.
Because it was a let me be great. And we're gonna say let him be great. But let me be great, right?
Let me be great. Let me be
And
great.
I love that. Let me tell you, Markell is very strategic with those headlines. It came across my YouTube because I am a subscriber.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say that one more time. I am a subscriber. Yes, Jericho No Walls.
We need you to like, subscribe, and share.
when you subscribe, you get a notification, so you can't miss anything. And so when I saw "Let Me Be Great," it reminded me of the ghosted. Have you been ghosted? Yeah, it reminded me of that because it's like
I got ghosted. It reminded me of that headline. It's like, you know what? Yeah, let me be great. But what's better than the headline, y'all? Were the points. Yeah.
I needed that. That's how I was feeling. The truck would not let me be great this weekend.
Truck, let my sis be great.
That's all right. And I'm going to upgrade you. It's time. It is time.
Let me be great.
It is beyond
And by the way, Let Me Be Great is going to be a series. Okay. I had way too many points. And because again, here in Jericho No Walls, we have a way that we want to present, and we have and we try to stay within that structure in order to reach the masses. Now that we say that, because reach the masses is a good old hymn. But how to reach the masses? But we had too many points for what we're trying to do. So I'm gonna have to make it a series, y'all.
Our very first series!
Woo! Since Joe's not here, for our sound of his wah, 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 wah.
Yeah, come on.
I think they might. I think the mayor said yay. She also said like, subscribe, like, share, and subscribe. She did say that, and actually also said that we were out of control. She said we were out of control.
God is in control.
So listen. It's our very first series at Jericho No Walls. Tap in. It's time to tap in, because as you know, when series happen in church, those messages are so good. They all connect. You have to start from that beginning and make it all the way through the end. So tap in. Now's the time to like, subscribe, share, comment, donate. Okay?
And donate. Listen, and also listen too. Now next week, I don't want y'all to get too caught up in looking for Let Me Be Great series this coming Sunday, because this coming Sunday is what? It is Father's Day this coming up Sunday. So there is going to be a Father's Day sermon, but I'm gonna get back to Let Me Be Great.
But you know what?
And
it's just stirring in my spirit.
Go ahead, stir it.
You should still be able to tie in Let Us Be Great to the Father's Day.
You know we about to make it happen. We about to
stay tuned, because we're gonna make it. Listen, I'm telling you, because on a Father's Day, I didn't necessarily have a father figure, but I have a lot of respect for fathers. A lot of respect. And so, yes, let me be great. There's some greatness and some needing to let be great when it comes to fatherhood. We've had some conversations before. And so, yeah. So stay tuned. It's going to still be a part of this.
How can you be connected to God and God be your father and you not be great?
Okay.
Huh?
And you could also talk about some great fathers in the Bible.
We could, but
hey, love on your fathers on Sunday. Love on your fathers every day, but give them an extra oomph of love.
And if you don't have a father to love on, but there's a man somewhere around you that has spoken into your life that you gleaned from, or that even you've seen father somebody else that may not have been your father, love on him. Let them know, because even some of those people who had the privilege of having a father and having somebody there and all of those things, a lot of times they are still taken for granted. So still love on them.
This is true. Now, my father is still with us. My father is still married to my mother. He is a fine man. They've been married for over 50 years. Woo! Listen, I talk about my parents being married for 50 years like it's my accomplishment. But here's what I do appreciate. I appreciate the fact that doesn't happen very often anymore.
It does not.
So it is an accomplishment on their part, but I'd like to think I had something to do with it. I don't probably nothing. But that's not the point. Point is that, listen, our fathers are important, and you can tell the difference in people that have had fathers in their life and those that didn't. And some of them tend to, we and we're not saying that mothers don't do a great job, but it is
you
important.
Couldn't say that.
It is. Yeah, I couldn't say that.
That's enough.
But it's important. It's very important.
They are also very critical. I stand behind it as a mama, real deal mama. I definitely stand behind the critical and importance it is for a father. Like as even though I've said I didn't grow up with a father and not even really a father figure. Mm-hmm. But I definitely, there's something that I have always longed to have that, and I also know that some of the ways that I've dealt with and gone through life, there's been a little girl that has hollered and wanted a father in different actions and different things that have gone on. So I definitely think that it's super duper important.
Yeah, I didn't grow up with a father nor a father figure, but one thing that my father did gift me, and I'm so appreciative of, he gave me siblings. As you guys know, I am one of 11, and I am going to love on my brothers on Sunday.
Fix your face.
My older brother, because my older brother has always spoke positivity in my life, and I'm gonna love on them on Sunday.
Bishop, do you see what you left me with? You see?
All I got to say is, Papa was a rolling stone.
Oh my Lord! Oh my Lord!
Wherever he laid his hat was his home.
So YouTube has a new feature where you can like us and you can laugh at us, and you can do the little birthday thing with the popping thing, and then you got the shocked face, and you got the 100. And so you can ask while we're having a good time, you just hit the little thing, the likes. I think that helps us. It's a new feature. I ain't never seen it before. So let's try it.
Emojis.
Actually said we laughing.
Give us
They
some
took it
love.
away. Yeah, give us some love, some laughs, all that. All that.
Yeah, if you agree with what we're saying, give us some hundreds.
Some hundreds. If we making you laugh, go ahead and give us some laughter. If we said something shocking, like my dad had 11 children.
That's shocking.
That could be.
Yeah.
Well.
Because listen, 11 that's out the book. It's not out the. Never mind. We'll get to that in a minute. Listen.
Let's get back to this word and these points.
These points here. Ashley said, "Fix it, Jesus." Okay, so what was point number one?
Be authentic. Authenticity.
You can't be great unless you are authentic.
You said a note here, and I wrote it down.
Okay.
Authentic people exude trustworthiness.
I agree with that.
I agree with that, but I love that.
I mean, aren't we? Okay, so let's be honest here, okay? Because we're on YouTube, and anytime you're in the public light, and we have seen people in the public light, right? The people that's in public light that actually do really well. Mm-hmm. For instance, let's take, I don't know, Barack Obama. Okay. You always felt like he was being him at any given time. Is that not correct?
Correct.
So if you at least felt like he was being himself, and it looks as though he has been himself throughout this time, you can trust that he's going to be whoever he says he's going to be. Whether it be a politician, whether it be an athlete, whether it be anybody in the public light, in the business sector, and all that stuff. And even though they may have a celebrity facade, if they're the same person behind the facade, if that's the same person after you get past the layers, more than likely you're going to be able to tell. The public can tell. Matter of fact, y'all might not like this, but when Derrick Jackson was real big before he got caught cheating on his wife, y'all may not know. Courtney looks
the dark skin dude.
Yeah.
I actually would see him in Essence a lot, but go ahead.
Yes. So when he was online, all the guys was like, this ninja is a fraud.
Again, I saw him at Essence in person. No shade to nobody, but yeah, you gotta let up. Yeah, you know.
But our people today, we have a BS meter, for lack of a better term, and we can tell who's being fake.
Sometimes, because people love Kevin Samuels and some of his stuff, I know he didn't live by.
You don't think so?
Yeah. So I think some of the stuff he said he didn't live by. He was only just saying it. You know, it seemed like he was one of those.
Because it sounded like to me the woman that he was caught up with, she was not a high.
Exactly. He gave me one of those do as I say, not as I do type personalities.
Well, it depends on what he was trying to live. That depends on the life that he was trying to live, right?
Possibly, yeah.
Because he might have been like,
find his niche, and he was working a niche.
Yeah, I think so too.
And that very well may be true. But the stuff that Derrick Jackson was talking about, if your man ain't doing this and your man, he ain't worth being with. Well, you was the dude that wasn't worth being with.
Because which lady was you doing it for?
Okay. So it's important for us to, and then also if
narcissism.
That's true. And if you want someone to believe in the vision that you have to be authentic. Because guess what? Somebody will be like, man, you want to do what? You want to open up a restaurant? You want to do this? You want to do that? You ain't even a chef. You don't even like to cook.
You're just doing it to make the money. This not for you.
It's not going to sustain itself, and so people are not going to believe that you're going to be able to fulfill what you're looking to fulfill if you don't have a passion for said thing. Right?
And let me tell you something: being real never goes out of style.
That's a shirt, baby.
It just never goes out of style. And as we love to say in our ethnic areas, real recognize real.
They do.
So when you are being authentic,
and real recognize fake,
and it recognizes fake. And when you are being authentic, you are going to attract your tribe. It's going to help push you to your greatness.
That's true.
Because as we know, real recognize real.
Real do recognize real. This is true. And so the mayor said, number one, be authentic. Okay, so what we got for number two?
Ooh, let's see what we have for number two. Y'all know I know them by heart. Oh, number two was actually my favorite. Be brave. Be brave. And I'm going to go into my note that I wrote for this. Being courageous makes you more successful. That's why I like number two, because I needed to hear that on today. As the old folks say, on today.
On today.
I need to hear that because sometimes I could be a little shy.
I'd always say on today. I always do.
You do?
I do.
Like I said, as the old folks say. I'm just kidding.
Bishop, she came for me, Bishop. She came for me, Bishop. And usually I'm not the one that's come forward when it's called, when we start talking about old. I'm the oldest one on the panel today. I think. Oh, Jesus. I think so.
But we ain't got to. Trust me. We ain't got to check.
We ain't got to. You want to check the license? Everybody pull out their license.
It's all good.
I'm always the baby.
Figuratively and literally. Since you want to come for our age.
Oh boy.
But
be brave.
Be brave.
But I will say this on a be brave piece, and it fits so well with the be authentic, because it takes a level of bravery to be authentic.
Yes.
Especially in a world of fake.
Yes.
And
there's a lot of fake stuff out there.
Oh yeah. And as a person, again, who just went through their own journey and started to realize some of the places where they weren't necessarily fake parts of me, but I was trying so much to people please and to be, the bravest thing I ever did was like to say no, or to be able to say, that's just not who I am. That's not what I want. That's not what I want to contribute. That's not what I want to be known for. That's not the legacy I'm building. Like, that's not the brand that I'm building. And so I can appreciate that point number two so much, because I'm with you. Like, I love point number one of being authentic, but there's a level of bravery, there's a level of sacrifice, there's a level of choosing to be authentically yourself, and then also realizing that your authentic self is more valuable than any copycat that you can make of yourself, any duplication of yourself. Because a lot of times we find ourselves duplicating ourselves as a carbon copy of the original, not realizing that normally, if you've ever seen a carbon copy piece of paper, it's gonna leave you with a residue.
Oh. Oh.
That was good.
Actually, that was good, but you dated yourself.
Oh, I'm all right with it.
You okay with that?
Because she's grown. She's real grown. Sorry.
That came from me. I came back. I just.
I want to add something that my sister Kay just said. So she said that being brave, it takes a level of bravery to be authentic in a world full of fakeness, right? But I also want to say it takes a level of bravery to be authentic in a world full of trauma.
Ooh,
right?
Yes.
Because a lot of us are not authentic. We wear our mask, we show our representative because we're scared of being hurt. We're scared of being vulnerable. We're scared of letting people in. We're scared of letting our guards down. However, what you will find in those moments when you are being brave and being vulnerable and speaking up about things that have happened to you, you will find that a lot of people have probably experienced those same things. Even sometimes, even if it's in a different form. So it's great. You have to be brave, like Cortez said, to be authentic.
Yes.
And I want to challenge everybody to take that risk. When you get around people, okay, you want to show your representative for a good 5 to 10 minutes, but be authentic. Enjoy a genuine conversation. Show your true self.
Yes.
And the truth of the matter is that if you're gonna risk it, why not risk it for you? Like, are you not worth the risk? And I think that was a place that I had to get to say, like, I am naturally helpful. I always, and being in the industry as long as I have, I'm known as a female MacGyver. It's like, Kay gonna figure it out. She got something, she got it in her car, she gonna figure out a solution. And I prided myself on that for so long. But also I had to realize that was one of my God-given gifts. That is something about me. And oftentimes the very gift, the very gifting or promise or purpose of your life, we often start dumbing it down because we don't want other people to feel some kind of way, or we don't want other people to attribute it to us bragging or being something. But I ain't trying to be funny. I brag different because I understand the process it took for me to get to who I am and to be able to be that authentically, to be able to be brave enough to be it. So for me, I'm just on one of them situations where I'm no longer apologizing for who I am, and I'm no longer continue to reintroduce myself to people who know who I am, but just haven't, because they don't accept them. They can't accept me.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and I want to thank the mayor for putting ways to give in the comments. I think you can pin that to the top, Mayor. I think you can pin it to the top. But I will say, hey, today, if you can sacrifice a $10 gift, 10 is the number of commands. Okay, and so today we're gonna command greatness to come upon all of us.
Yes,
so $10 seed that'll do the deal for you. We can get started on our path to greatness. Okay,
I'm finna get $10 out of my own purse because I'm commanding some things. I don't know about nobody else, but I am commanding some things. I'm glad to know that 10 is the command. I'm definitely, and as the pastors be saying, I'm starting this thing off with my $10 because I'm in a season that I gotta command some things to move. I don't know about nobody else, but I gotta command some things to move. It's time for my level up, and I've been in a holding pattern for far too long, and so for me to continue to be authentically me, it's time for me to stop allowing myself to be held in a place. So I'm commanding some things to come forth right now in the name of Jesus.
In the name of Jesus.
And so we did have the bishop to comment. He said, when you strive to be great, sometimes you experience separation syndromes, but fight through it.
Fight through it. We
love it. Because here's the other thing about being courageous and being brave. There is nothing worth having that you don't have to sacrifice for.
And that's the truth.
And so we have to be willing and ready to sacrifice. We got to be willing to take a chance. We got to be willing to take a risk. Because if you never take a risk, you'll never gain anything. Matter of fact, what they say with the lottery, you can't win if you don't
You
play.
don't play.
So you got to get yourself in the game. You got to be courageous enough.
You can't fly if you don't jump.
You see what I'm saying? You'll never
know what you have the ability or the capacity to even take on if you never step into it. It's like I believe I can fly. I believe that God has more for me. I believe all of those things, but you refuse to jump into the more.
Faith without work.
Come on.
Faith without work.
Come on, you got to be brave enough to take that risk. So risk it, and that risk is $10 today. Huh? It might be more. it might be more next week. But listen, today is $10. Today is $10.
And put a command on your $10 when you send it. However you do it in the subject line or however you see fit to be able to do it. Put a command on it. Put it, and we come into agreement for your command because that's what we need at the end of the day. And I've heard my bishop say this so many times. You need to put a demand on your seed. And I'm putting a demand on my seed. I'm telling you, it's time for me to command the very thing. At the end of the day, we've all heard this so many times. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. You can speak a thing into existence. So we need to watch what we're speaking. And when you are speaking it authentically from your real wants, your real desires, the things that God has already placed in your mind and yearnings that he's already put on you, you not speaking that thing and you not believing it, that's a you thing. That don't have nothing to do with nobody else but you, because we gotta always start with ourselves.
This came up yesterday in church. Basically, no risk, no reward. So whatever you want, it's gonna take some risk. If you're going into your greatness, it's gonna take some risk to get to that reward. And as Joseph mentioned about you're gonna go through some separation, I want to remind you guys what the word says. Do be strong and courageous. Do not be terrified or dismayed, because the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. And even though you might separate from humans and people, you have to remember that you have a stronger force behind you that's going to always be with you when you're walking towards your greatness. Always. And sometimes when we go through those separations with people, guess what? Sometimes they come back around. So it's okay to mourn that ending then, but just remember, sometimes people are not meant to be with you in every season. Mm-hmm. Some people are. Some people are your foundation. Some people are your roots. Some people are your branches, and some people are your leaves. And once we understand that, we won't really have the problem with the separation anxiety.
Because listen, when you're great, it's lonely at the top. Everybody, and listen, and we're not saying that you got to be the greatest stylist, even though you very well may be. We're not saying that you got to be the greatest financial advisor, even though you may be. We're not saying that you got to be the greatest church, even though we may be. But you got to be great at being you. Mm-hmm. You hear me? And the mayor dropped something in the chat too. She said, "So your multiples of 10, huh?" She said, "Jericho no walls is good ground."
Yes, it is. I promise you,
it's good ground.
That's true.
And we out here doing the right thing. We're not trying to get rich quick over here. Matter of fact, I'm trying to put together our commercial right now. It's up there right now. I'm trying my best to edit and get through it. But again, understand, this is good ground. This is good ground.
And I just want to piggyback on to what Erica said about that separation piece and about how, that God goes with us. This is the other side also of that. He also has gone before us. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So while he'll come back and, like the footsteps in the sand and pick us up through the seasons and the times that we need to be picked up, he already knows what is ahead of us. And a lot of times we are fearful of what is ahead of us, forgetting the fact that he's gone before us, number one. And also, and this is go back to one of my daily affirmations, that God was so mindful of the world that he created us, that he was so mindful that they said the world needed Chemical, the world needed Erica, the world needed Markell, like the world needed us. That don't necessarily mean the full globe. It's our world and how far he wants it to go. But we have to have that belief system that he was intentional about us, and it grieves me When I hear
That's
people
good.
who feel as though they have nothing to offer. And I really do say this. This is according to the case, so just in case any of y'all theologians want to come for me, let me just, this according to the case. This is what I feel like God has confirmed in my spirit.
The Bible.
When you no longer have purpose in the earth, you no longer will be in the earth.
Yeah, that ain't Bible.
I ain't saying it's Bible.
But
I really do believe that.
I agree.
Because this is how I feel. When you have fulfilled the purpose that God had for you in the earth, and sometimes, and people don't like to hear this, but this is true. A lot of us look and say, well, why did this person pass away? Or why did this person die? Because some people needed their death in a way to push them to go further. They needed them to be gone. I can say that even for me. When it comes to, when I look back at my mom passing away, it was very hard loss. But I also know that her dying propelled me to do better. Her dying propelled me to say, I don't want to die in my 40s. Get my life together. Had I not have seen that, when I got the report about my heart, about my blood pressure, all of those things, I'd have kept pushing if I seen other people push through it. But a lot of times, because we be in our grief, and because, you know, life be lifing and all of these different things, we don't look at the real message that we were supposed to get from a thing. We only see the place of criticalness where it hurt us versus seeing what we were supposed to learn from it to be able to push through it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So oftentimes I feel like we got to get out of that place of wanting to ask God, why did you do this? And look for why he did it. Because the second, and I've seen this happen in my life, oh my God. The second that I see the situation for what it was, the situation is no longer a situation.
Yes. Yeah.
It's no longer a situation. So we gotta change the way we perceive things, and the way that we receive things will be different, and we'll move different.
Listen, because honestly, all things work together for the good of them.
Every single thing, the good, bad, and the other.
That's true.
It's still all. See, I didn't say it was a scripture. I'm just.
Hey, but you know, but you're right though. And even in our worst times, there is a reason and a time for everything. We know that there's a time and season for everything. There's a time and a season to reap. There's a time to sow. There's a time to, you know, to be happy. There's a time to be sad. There's a time to,
and the thing, even in that point, there is something we learn from sadness.
This is true.
There's something we learn from loss. There's something we learn from grief. There's something we learn from pain. It's something, because when I look back over my life and the things that I've gone through, what I realize is I've learned to sustain in some of the hardest times. And something I say when I go and I'm speaking in different places, and it's and you know, they've read my bio and everything, and I always say, you know, all of that stuff is good, but one of the things I stand on and I'm so glad and so thankful to God for is that I survived some things that killed some other people. It's some things that if I really go through the story, it's some things where some people lost their mind and God allowed me to retain mine.
Which is good, right? So and again, I mean, we have to, if you never experience the rain, how can you truly appreciate the sunshine?
And how can you learn the benefit of what the rain does, what it washes away, and what it helps to grow?
If you never experience it.
A flower or what they say, plants need sunshine and rain. They can't sustain what they need, one and the other. And oftentimes we don't pay attention that we need one and the other. One don't feel as good, but they both are necessary. See there, look at that. So if Bishop was here, he would have his little. He'd have us a word.
And he would be like, hey.
We in
overtime. We are in.
Well, wait, before we move on from Be Brave, I want to just give another note that I want everybody to jot down. I heard it in church a few years ago. It's always resonated with me. I remind myself of this every single morning in my meditation. And that's that faith and fear cannot live in the same capacity.
Come on now.
And that's just something that we have to continue to tell ourselves every day. and remember to go out there and face whatever it is and do whatever it is that we're trying to do to help us excel.
One of them F's gotta go.
One gotta go. They can't live together.
Them
They
F's
can't
can't stay
stay
there.
together.
They can't stay together.
And so over time, but I'm gonna give you a third point anyway. Be character driven. Character is who you are when no one is watching. Woo.
So you that person all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You that person when that's part of being authentic. Being authentically you. That's part of, you know what I'm saying, being brave. Because guess what? It's easy to say, ooh, I would make that decision if, you know, if nobody's watching, shoot, you know what I'm saying? If nobody's watching, then yeah, I might do that. You know what I'm saying?
That's funny you say that because I just had this little thing in my office, and you know how like you'll be throwing some away, and then a piece of what you throw away fall on the floor, and a part of you just be like, man, forget that. I can't forget it. Like if you drive, oh Lord, let me just go get this thing up. But a part of you but my character won't let me leave it because at the end of the day, it's still something that has to be gotten up. And I know that seems like such a small thing, but it is because nobody else would have known that it had dropped it in the office or anything like that. But it's like
nobody else would have known that you left that gummy bear right there on the floor. Nobody would have known. And guess what? And somebody would have stepped on that gummy bear. Now they shoe sticky, it's spreading all across, and it's all because. And
it's now hair, all kinds of stuff, all because it wasn't a gummy bear, but I would now like some gummy bears. Harbor gummy bears. Let me be very specific.
Which ones in particular?
Harbor, yes. I wish they just made the one pineapple, but it can't, you know, where?
It's in the store. It's all, they do only pineapple. They even do only another color.
Can you give me some of the next time you see them? I need them ASAP.
Can I tell y'all, and I'm gonna give y'all this is a free one for y'all. Next time you go to the grocery store, okay? I said it the way I said it. Okay, don't be looking at me like that.
Oh no, I'm trying to figure out what it is.
The grocery store.
Oh yeah.
Okay, what it is? There's these nerd clusters.
Oh, they're so good. Yeah, last week. Yeah, in the book sack last week.
Listen, they're nerds and they cover the little gummy thing. Oh my Lord. Oh Jesus.
But speaking of character driven, we could use that because last week Markell pulls those out of his book sack, right? And he's like, y'all want some? Y'all want some? Everybody said no. Of course, my greedy self like, I want some. If it's candy, I'm gonna eat it. That's the problem. That's bottom line. But as I was eating them, I realized I've been doing all of this work with my personal trainer. I gotta put this up. So what did I do? I put it back in Markell's book sack and I zipped his book sack to train my mind to forget them. Because as long as they were sitting on that counter.
The mayor Danyelle Tidwell says, I'm eating mine now. I told you, these things are a problem.
I know the kids eat them, but they it's a sweet sour for me, yes. And I'm not necessarily a sour eater. Like if it locked my jaws, I don't want it.
So you want to stay on lock.
Want to stay on lock?
I love sweet and sour.
So I don't know what's wrong with it.
I like salty sweet too.
Oh Lord, and Danyelle Tidwell, the mayor, she says the blue bag. I mean, I'm just saying that thing.
I didn't even know it was a different color bag. I don't think I only done seen the pink ones.
They got a blue one.
Yeah, it was a blue bag.
I mean, the Lord is blessing me right now. I don't have one, but it was really good. It was really good. So where we at now? Did anybody?
That was our last point.
That was our last
being
point.
Good
Character driven.
But I think that a lot of, and we've talked about this a couple of times, but your character will oftentimes be the sustaining factor in situations where other people are losing or where other people are missing out. But because you are of good character, people are like, you know what? I feel like I'm living off blessings and seeds of good character with people as to why in a lot of different relationships, especially like industry relationships and stuff that I have, because there have been times when I've stepped away from the industry to raise my children or, life happened, so I had to step back a little bit or whatever the case may be. but because of what I did in my time of being there, when I'm ready to bounce back or ready to come back, or I need to go do something, like people naturally be like, nah, I need Kay. I already know she's gonna make it. Like that's just who she is. She gonna show up regardless. And so I'm thankful for that being what my character, how it has sustained me in those areas, even in times when I may not have necessarily been able to be there. Not because I didn't have the talent, it was because I had life going on, but because of the character of me, it made people say, "Oh no, when she ready to come back, I won't. Like we need her." You know what I'm saying? I think that's why I've been able to, even with Essence, 15 years in, I cannot wait for Essence in a couple of weeks. So yeah, like I think that those things are. Oh,
I thought about it.
What happened?
Actually, I was supposed to go with my homeboy, and we was and he ain't got back with me back. So
I don't want to go Saturday. I just want to see this year.
I used to say, I leave on the 27th or the 28th. Be back on the 3rd.
Yeah. So and the mayor says having a good name still matters.
Yeah,
and it does.
To prove case point, my character and work ethic.
Oh yeah,
it saved me. It definitely saved me from a layoff. One of the jobs that I had was acquisition, and they laid off. And right before my department got laid off, my manager had me transferred to another department. I didn't understand what was going on.
She knew what was coming.
Had never even thought about going to that department. They moved me, and then 2 weeks later, the department I was in got laid off. And guess what? I got a retention bonus. Didn't even see it coming. So,
but God had went before you.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. So I do believe that. I believe that keeping a good character, being authentic, being true to your word, having great work ethic, it's gonna all help us expand and excel and push us towards our greatness. And you know something else you said yesterday in your word?
What else?
God has planted seeds of greatness in all of us. And
God don't make no mess. He just don't. I'm sorry for no. He don't make no mess. We make messes. He often is the one who is cleaning it up.
And even when we make messes, we have to remember that his permissive will does not change his perfect will. So that greatness is still going to happen for you.
You talking about everybody else preaching tonight.
That was a word right there, honey.
That'll preach.
That'll preach. Jesus, that was good. And that made me swing my foot down here.
Right. Got you in your the man said, teach.
No, but it's serious though. We all make mistakes, right? But as Courtney said, God has went before us. So even your mistakes, your steps are ordered. If you walk in faith and your spirituality is right, your steps are ordered. So even when you make that mistake, once you repent and you come clean, trust and believe your path is still going to be there. It might take a little longer because you probably went left and you should have went right, so it might take you a little bit longer to go around and get there, but you're going to get there. And you have to believe that, and you have to remember that at all times.
Yes.
Right.
So that'll do it. So I guess we got a final sip today.
Ooh.
Somebody else got the final sip. Who got the final sip? Or do we need to do our song of the day? Huh?
Song of the day. We can both.
Okay. Here we go. Before we do the final sip, the mayor said, yes, they are. She was talking about them steps, huh? Yes, they are. So, what's a song that you love or can appreciate that has the word great in it?
Oh, I already know mine. Okay.
Dang. So that wasn't the one I was going. That wasn't the topic I was going to tell you to say.
Well, do you have a suggestion?
I do, but I'm gonna stay right here first. Mine would be, and it's still to this day, this song makes me cry. Like when I'm in one of the moments, and I just want to say it to God, and that is Hezekiah Walker, Grateful.
Yes, I love it.
Okay. We'll let that pass.
I love that. That's
different grade than
Well, I'm just saying that's the only one.
Oh, I think mine will have a different grade in there too.
Oh, Lord.
I don't know. I
Which
can't
one
think
is?
now that I'm
Which
thinking
one
about
is?
it. But as you guys know, I've been very vocal about this. I grew up Catholic, so of course I'm gonna go with a standard, and that is great is thy faithfulness. And
No,
literally, that's the same. Okay,
yeah.
right. And so I literally listened
That's my
to
favorite hymn.
that song. Woo!
Favorite.
Because it is a reminder, right?
Mm-hmm.
As thou hast
That's
been,
a
thou
good one.
forever will be.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yes.
And that is that's just my reminder. I love that song. Every time I hear it, my eyes start sweating. Yeah, they start sweating a little bit.
This
And
one is definitely my favorite.
it just does it for me.
Yeah. So this one is for the lemon heads that might be watching. Huh? I'm destined for greatness. Now I'm on my way. I ain't doing it right, but listen. That lemon head out there that's watching this one, listen, she gonna know. She gonna know exactly which one that is. Yeah, so yes, that's a one from Kevin Lemons and Higher Calling. It's a fantastic song. So okay, what did you have?
Oh, so mine, I thought you were gonna say, what song do we use that like kind of amps us up?
You
The
look
one.
at the bed.
What song makes us feel, like that song that you put on and this just make you be like, yeah, like,
Make you feel like you walk into your brain.
yeah.
What's your song?
So mine probably does not seem like a good one to most people. But a song that I have to listen to for me that literally like it's my hype song.
Your hype song, okay.
It's my hype song.
Okay.
And it will forever be my hype song because I can say my name in it.
Okay.
And that is Carrie Hilson, Pretty Girl Rock.
Okay.
Girl, that is my listen.
I like that song too.
That is my song.
I love it.
Pretty girl rock, rock to the pretty girl rock. I like that. I love that.
The mayor says, I'm a lemonade. With the lemon on the yes she is.
I have to go listen to that album. That's a good one. I can't share mine because y'all gonna laugh at me.
No, we're not.
What's your hype song?
Mine is Meek Mill, Dreams and Nightmares.
Do I know that?
How it go? Because I don't know.
Right.
I don't know
definitely
song
know
lyrics.
that song. I can't sing it on here. Let me cuss words.
Okay.
That's the radio version. You had to hit the radio at some point.
Y'all definitely know Dream and Nightmares. It's like his biggest song.
Is that? I used to
I used to pray for times like this, to rhyme like this, so I had to grind like that, to shine like this. Yeah, that's my song, right? It's like my reminder.
Oh, wait a minute. I said the wrong song.
It's my reminder all the time.
I said the wrong song. Now that the Carrie Hilson song really is when I'm trying to, like, I'm getting my judge, like I'm feeling like. But now my hype song.
Your hype song.
My hype song that I don't care what nobody say is DJ Khaled. All I do is win.
Oh yes, that's
That's a good
all I
one.
do is win, no matter what.
That's like a motivation playlist too.
I can never give it up. And every time I step up in the building, everybody's hands go up. Hey, and they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay up, down. Yeah, that's a good one. But let me tell you why. Because I swear when that song come on, I feel like I got my favorite shades on, and I'm walking in, and everybody like, Kay, yeah.
That girl.
Yeah.
That girl. What's
So
your
my
hype song?
hype song.
Woo!
I don't know if y'all gonna like this one, but it's fine. Click by Kanye West.
Hello, love it.
Ain't nobody messing with my click. Oh, they'll do it like my click. Yeah. So yes. A nice
Kanye West said, I bought my whole family whips, no Volvos. Next time I'm in church, please, no photos. That's my song right now.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
I mean, when you had Jay-Z in there.
Yeah,
You
Big
know,
Sean, I love Big Sean.
Come on, Big
That's a
Sean, yeah.
And you made me think about, even though they do be saying, Man, I do like that. I been feeling like a man when I'm.
Oh, I love that.
Now watch me. Now watch me walk through.
Yes,
I like
yes,
that.
yes. So,
But yeah, that was what I was thinking about when you said it.
yes. So, for the final sip today, just know that God is great himself. We know that he's great. We know his faithfulness is great.
Great is his faithfulness.
And he's the Lord of all lords. By the way, I do want to say that Jericho's worship team did a fantastic job.
Ooh,
I got a new favorite song.
Yes, that was amazing.
I mean,
That was amazing.
Didn't she do something? Boy,
Y'all
everybody.
did great with the mix though. Shout out to Markell.
I'm gonna say all like these last few weeks, like these new mixes, they've been on for me.
That was
I appreciate
amazing.
it.
I never even heard the song before. I put it on my playlist. That was amazing.
Yes. So if you get a chance, go check that out. That will air on Saturday by itself, and you can go to Jericho No Walls Worship playlist and all the songs that we've done over these past several months. Oh my Lord, Jesus.
My Lord.
I'm gonna finish my final sip, and then we're gonna give it to the mayor.
My
But
Lord.
everyone has greatness within them. God has put greatness within you, and you need to be the greatest you can be. Be authentic. Be courageous. be you. Be courageous. Be authentic, and keep your character at all times. Amen. And now that we got the final sip out the way, the mayor has announced her hype song.
Okay.
Her hype song is Skinny Pimp.
Is it a Memphis song?
Okay.
I'm gonna have to hear that one.
I'll let you hear it in just a minute. Oh Lord. Yes, and whenever it comes on, she started doing the Memphis juke.
I knew it was a Memphis
So
song.
she said it's a Memphis thing. She said, and it is.
I went to college by Memphis, so that's why a lot of times when she say certain stuff, I can get with it because
Yes.
But you don't know Skinny Pimp.
I don't know the names of a lot of songs that I know songs on, so I'm sure when it comes on.
And whenever it comes on, for whatever reason, she starts. I'm telling you, she starts juking, and it just.
Do you
doesn't
know
make
how it
sense.
go?
Yes, I do. But we're not gonna do this.
I was just
Talking
trying
about
to
she
see
gonna
if
send the link.
I was just trying to see if I could get us juking with it.
Oh Lord, it's classic Memphis. Classic Memphis. Okay.
See, when I think
Talking about
Memphis, I
gangster
think 3 6
walking.
Mafia.
Oh my Lord. Jesus
Man,
Christ.
I
I don't know why we got her started. Oh my Lord. All right. We love y'all. Send the link. Mayor. Send the link.
Be unapologetically you. Once you apologize to you, that's all the apologizing you need to do.
Be authentic, be brave, and be character driven.
That's it.
Great week, everybody.